This webinar is being recorded. All the webinar recordings are uploaded to YouTube and are sent out at the end of the week, so any of you who are registered for the webinar, you should receive the events even if you're not able to attend. For some reason you don't receive an email with the recordings, check your spam or junk folder before contacting customer support. If after registering for the webinars and checking your spam or junk folder you still not receive the links to the recordings, please send an email to customer service at ninjaorderflowtrader.com. But please don't send an email to them unless you've checked your spam and junk folder first, because they get a lot of requests and you're like, well, they're on the list, we sent it to them. It must be their spam blocker or a junk blocker. Those recordings can be sent out as late as Sunday or Monday, maybe even Tuesday of the following week, simply because we do have webinars on Saturday as well. Gee, recognize some of the names in here and a lot of new faces. That's great. So as many of you know, I like to show this particular slide. It's kind of a walk down memory lane for me. And maybe some of you are looking down the same tunnel, trying to see the light at the end of your trading career. And if that's you, we can definitely help you. Before I met Kai and understood things like auction market theory and the volume ladder or footprint, bid-ask ladder, the tape, whatever you want to call it, I didn't have a clue what that was. I thought footprint charts were basically spreadsheets gone mad. I thought, well, how the heck are you going to learn to read these numbers? And over time, I guess it took me about a month and a half to 2 months, I kind of started to understand how to read that order flow better through Kai's teaching. And as you know, Kai was the driving force behind the development of the NOFT based on his experience at professional firms on Wall Street, as well as proprietary firms and hedge funds. So if you're still struggling with your trading and trugging along using lagging indicators, the NOFT can definitely help you. If you find it a challenge to read the footprint or bid-ask ladder, the NOFT can simplify how you read it, and more importantly, it's going to point out what's important, so you don't have to be analyzing every single number, every amount of contracts that's coming through the tape. The NOFT is going to really simplify that for you. And if you're already profitable, the NOFT can certainly move you from a position of good to great. I'm going to take my time. I'm going to try to make the webinar fast, but I'm going to take little breaks in between to have sips of water to make sure that I can make it through the whole webinar with my my current voice challenges. I'm just going to quickly go through some slides that members have sent to us. And you can see there's a crude oil chart here, a 15-minute chart. And you can see the main chart there. That's the NOFT, at least the NOFT with various settings. And everything with the NOFT, what's cool about it is it's customizable to your liking. And you can see how this trader has obviously identified the homework level. By the way, you do get 2 free one-on-one live over-the-shoulder trainings with Kai if you make the full payment purchase of the NOFT. And I cannot express to you how valuable those will be in your trading. Okay, and in those sessions, he'll help you identify, teach you how to identify the homework levels. So this trader has obviously identified a couple areas for short trades, and Well, subsequently, the market on the first trade, well, assuming that they targeted, if they were entering short at 44 and they targeted that 75.10 level, well, there you've got 33 ticks there, and the second short at 02, well, that went about another 22 ticks. So depending on whether you're adding to a position or where you got in, there was at least a 60 to 65 tick swing. Correction, the sessions are not one-on-one, they're small group sessions. Okay, thank you. Yeah, so these sessions are group sessions with Kai. Doesn't matter. you want to be there for them, and they're extremely valuable. So on this chart, from what I can see, there's two things that are on the chart. We call them balance, and that's how we identify aggressive buyers or sellers. The aggressive buyers are highlighted in lime green. The aggressive buyers are highlighted in red. And we also have institutional block trades. And block trades, the blocks or the block trades, they are identified with horizontal red lines placed on the chart automatically, and those don't go away. You know, once they're on the chart, the block trades are on there. Okay, and block trades are, whereas imbalance is measuring aggression, relative aggression, one side to the other, the buyers versus the sellers. Yeah, I already went over that double H there. You'll get a recording. If you register for the webinar, you get a recording, but you might not get it until Sunday or Monday of the following week. So the institutional block sales, they'll stay on the chart even while the bar is forming. All right, and what that's identifying is a minimum contract size that has come through the tape. So not an order that's been broken up. Let's say you have the block trade set to 25. Well, let's make it easy. Let's set it to 24. Well, they're not. That means it's looking for a trade that was 24 contracts or greater coming through the tape. So it's not a situation where you have an order that's broken up into 6x4 or 3x8, etc. Okay? No, it's one order coming through that's 24 or greater. Okay? And you can adjust that setting to whatever you want within the NOFT. And what's great about it, what makes it easy to get it running on various markets, is we actually have different templates for lots of different markets. So whether you're trading the ES, the crude, the Russell, the NASDAQ, Dow, S&P, we've got templates for you. Bonds, you name it. Okay. So again, here are some screenshots of members showing how they've come to understand and use the NOFT. This is a member's chart. They've sent this chart to us, all right? And they've come into what we call a stacked imbalance zone. And as I mentioned earlier, we have imbalance within the main engine, which is the Ninja order flow sequence tracker. That's the main engine within the NOFT. And imbalance is measuring a percentage to come up with the relative aggression. So in other words, it's a multiple of the other side of the market. So for instance, if I have this set, if I have imbalances set to 150%, the numbers are only going to turn green or blue on one side if one side is at least 1.5 times greater than the other side. So in other words, if I've got, let's say 10 contracts bought at this price level and then down to the left, because we always look diagonally on a footprint chart, for those of you unfamiliar with that. If this is only 3 contracts, and this is the buy side on the right and the sell side on the left, well then this is going to turn lime green or whatever color coding you want it set to, because obviously 3 into 10 is more than 1.5 times. It's over 3 times, so that's over 300%. So if you got it set to 150%, well, that's going to color code it green, or whatever color you want to color code it to. So the bottom line, this trader has identified a stacked imbalance zone. So there was actually a zone of aggressive buyers here before, because this is this zone here is highlighted in green. However, when we came into that zone, there wasn't any follow-through with the buyers, and this trader identified aggressive sellers stacked up here, and the market subsequently retreated. They also identified divergence in the delta order flow histogram, which is one of the indicators included with the NOFT. Again, variations on a theme, this to the downside. Market is, I mean, let me ask you a question. As this market is going down, how many green numbers do you see in the tape? Yeah, exactly, Matt. 2. A few. Yeah, exactly, Dimitri. You got a couple green numbers coming down here, all right? But I mean, this is just, you know, when you see this kind of thing, I mean, this is a nice trend down here, all right? From what I can tell, you know, there's at least 25 ticks coming down into here before we even see any significant green. And it's coming down into an area, okay? So this pivot, nothing's happened at this pivot, this R1 pivot, okay? If you've ever had challenges, have any of you ever had challenges, you know, confirming your pivots or your Fibonacci levels or whatever style you're using for trading? Any of you had challenges with that, knowing, okay, well, this level's actually going to hold, so I should either need to exit or I need to reverse? Or have you, you know, like I was in the past, just, you know, got blown out of the water at a level before I learned to read the tape and before we had the NOFT? So in any event, you know, when you're in a nice trend move like that, the NOFT is going to make it obvious for you to stay with the trade as long as possible. And what did this trader identify? They've said here that stacked imbalance of aggressive buyers as price tested the PLOD. I'm assuming that's the previous low of the day, okay? So we come into the previous low of the day, we pop it by a few ticks. What happens? Aggressive buyers come in, and then the market goes higher. So the pivot didn't mean much to the market, but the previous low of the day did, and the NOFT told you that the previous low was likely going to be the area that we're going to hold. And here's another instance. I believe this is the same trader. This guy's good at sending out charts, so I like that. What he's saying is sellers got cut off by absorption of buy limit orders. So in this case, we're coming down. Most of the numbers are red. And then as we come down into this R1 pivot, we had a whole bunch of really aggressive sellers. You know, the number of contracts is very high here. You got 70, 61, 102, 33. Whereas if you look back on this down move, you know, 17, 70, 5, 14, 5, 7, okay? So as we're coming down, then all of a sudden you get a whole bunch of really heavy selling. Then the subsequent bar, it's pretty much neutral. You still get 1 or 2 aggressive sellers in there and then 1 aggressive buyer. Then on this bar, you start to get aggressive buyers. And what happens? The aggressive sellers are drying up, okay? And then the market pops up. So variations on a theme. You know, obviously a nice little trend down. Can't see the history going back on this particular screenshot, but still, there's still at least a 20 tick down, 20, 25 tick downtrend in this on this particular screenshot. And again, it's learning how to read the NOFT and interpret it. But with the color codings and the customization, it makes it easy. So again, I'm not showing. I like to show the students' charts. The members who are using the NOFT and having success. Yeah, that's the, well, I'm not making the assumption. This is actually a student who has put in this comment. Okay, this is actually a NOFT user. Okay, so I'm not making the assumption that it got absorbed by buy limit orders. Okay, this person is making that assumption. Okay. Yeah, I believe that's right, Dimitri. Basically, it's through the routing of the order that the programmers can differentiate between the limits and the limits and the markets. Okay, so the programmers can figure that out. So I don't worry about it. But again, I'm just showing. These are all from students. All right. Same thing. Here's bonds. Okay, this is the ZN 10-year. Anybody trade bonds in here? This is a ZN. All right. So I mean, same thing. Variations on a theme. We're coming down here. You see any blue highlighted numbers? Not the blue highlighted cells, but any blue highlighted numbers in here? Nope. You get one right here. You get one right here. So I mean, this market is aggressively on the sell side. So you either want to hop on that train or stay out of the way. All right, here's another chart. Again, another test of the previous low of the day. All right. What happens? You get stacked aggressive sellers into the 78.40 area, which is going to draw a zone. Okay, that's what we call our stacked imbalance zones. All right. And what's cool about the NOFT is you can toggle anything that you want. So if you don't want to see stacked imbalance zones, you can take them off. If you just want to see block trades, you can put those on. If you just want to see areas of unfinished business or unfinished auctions, you can toggle that. Okay. So again, we come into the previous low of the day. We get aggressive selling into that level. Well, what does the NOFT tell you next? Well, that's the suckers. Okay. You get the breakout traders, the people looking for us to break the low of the day, coming into there, selling aggressively. That's the dumb money. Okay. And what happens? And then you get a stacked buy imbalance. You get all these buy. You get aggressive buyers from a bounce off the low of the day. Okay, the previous low of the day. Obviously, this person has gone long. It looks like they went long at the open of the next candle at 78.44. So, assuming that's the case, their worst drawdown scenario was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ticks drawdown. Okay, on the trade. That's their max drawdown on the trade. And you can see at the time that they took this screenshot, I don't know how many contracts they're trading, but they were already up 14 ticks on that. So again, we've been holding these webinars for quite a while now, and it's kind of like I don't have to prove anything anymore. The members are doing that for us. Yeah, I don't know where the person got that the indicator plot the low and the high of the day, but that's probably easily located. We also have a NOFT members Skype room by invitation only. The reason we keep it invitation only is basically we want you to be proficient with the NOFT first before being added to that room. The rationale behind that is we don't actually have a trade room per se, but the members are sharing their trades and trade ideas and screenshots within that NOFT Skype chat room. And so we don't want it to become a support room. We actually have full technical support through Ninjacators. Ninjacators was the company that actually programmed the NOFT with Kai's guidance on what to include in it. And so, I mean, you know, it speaks for itself. I've just taken some of their comments and copy and paste them onto my slide here. You know, 30 ticks out of this signal. Gotta love this indicator. This EC person, you know, I've just taken out their names and put in their initials. I've had 20 trades today, only one red one. Insane lucky day, my first 100 tick day ever. I like how Kai wrote there, by the way, luck is the result of preparation and hard work. I'm done, no more trading, 126 ticks, a great day. Got another trader who took a short out of the stacked orders. That's the stacked imbalances that we were talking about earlier on the 15-minute chart. Got 10 ticks on 10. Well, there's another 100 ticks for you there. So, you know, it's kind of at the point where I'm pretty relaxed about presenting the NOFT, because, I mean, it speaks for itself. Again, it's fully customizable, all right? So you've seen different colors, different setups, different ways that our members are using the NOFT, okay? We have over 30 hours of video included in the members section, as well as all these recorded webinars that are going to show you how to use the NOFT. So it's something that you can, you know, if you put in the time and effort, it's something that you can very easily become accustomed to and integrate into your trade plan. And again, everything is customizable in terms of what you want to be displaying and how you want to be displaying it in terms of colors, size of various numbers, you know, whether you want the delta displayed, block trades, stacked imbalance zones, whatever you like, it's all there for you. Another screenshot from, I believe that's the same member, stacked seller testing the high of the day. So we have this high of the day at 77.83 on this crude oil chart. And what happens? Well, we can't get a high above 77.83. We test it twice. Then all of a sudden the sellers show up and the buyers, non-existent, disappear. Boom. Down. Variations on a theme come into some kind of homework level here. Obviously at 77.41, still buyers coming in, come into the main pivot point, 77.46. All of a sudden aggressive sellers start showing up, and aggressive buyers can't seem to hold the market higher. Get more aggressive, this time big time aggressive sellers coming in, boom, market going down. So again, not one of my charts, one of our members' charts. Another chart from a member. This time they're using stacked trades, okay? And they're looking for trades, the actual number of contracts to be a certain minimum on either side, and then that's drawing the, in this case, blue horizontal lines. And I get, you know, coming to 78, you know, that's an even, you know, psychological number. We get a lot of heavy activity in there, and then I believe what this member, I believe that was actually taken from the that Skype comment, is they took a short coming out of that area where you had all this box that they've drawn. They took a short coming out of that area. That was that 10 ticks on 10, I believe, comment. Okay. So the bottom line is, if you're willing to put in some effort, if you're willing to follow instructions, go through the the videos that we have in the members section. Get yourself set up properly. We have technical support through Ninjacators. You'll also get the one-on-one, the group live over-the-shoulder trainings with Kai. I'm also here for trade-related questions and support. And for any of you that are seriously considering getting the NOFT and you're just checking us out one more time, I'm available for one-on-one presentations as well. Just email me, jay@ninjaorderflowtrader.com, or Skype me, jay.noft, jay.noft. So the topic for the day, we're going to talk about volume profile and order footprint basics, and I'll just bring in some charts, and we'll throw some of our different indicators available in the package. We'll throw them up on a chart. All right, so what is the NOFT? Obviously, it's a unique trading tool for any transparent electronically traded market, and it was developed by an ex-Wall Street trader in conjunction with Ninjacators. That cannot be discounted, okay? All those years of experience that Kai had on Wall Street and at the different firms that he worked with, that's what's gone into the NOFT, okay? And that's why you see a lot of unique things within the NOFT. How many of you are actually using footprint charts right now? Or bid-ask ladder charts? How many of you are actually using those type of tools right now? No, Keith. Okay. Well, all right, Apurba. I know you're getting there, man. It's good. Only using the DOM. All right. Well, one of the difference between the DOM or DOM, whatever you want to call it, and footprint charts, that the footprint charts, those are NOFT charts that we've been looking at. They provide price and volume activity together on one data point over a specific point in time, okay? So the idea is to provide traders with increased price transparency and a clearer picture of the market activity by actually showing the number of contracts bought and the number of contracts sold, okay? So basically it allows you to see within the price bar so you can actually see what's going on, okay, in terms of the actual volume. So if we look at just a regular candlestick chart, this is what it looks like. And, I look at this chart and I see lots of interesting things. I see potential patterns, okay? I see, I guess a bullish engulfing here, okay? I see rejection up here, doji, okay? Excuse me for one moment. Lost my lost my slideshow there. Can I get it back? Here we are. Okay. So we spend considerable amount of time going over through volume profile and the footprint within our educational videos. All right, and so I'm looking at this chart, and like I mentioned, I see potential candlestick patterns here, rejections, shooting stars, dojis, whatever you want to call them. I see potential reversal signals here, but that's all fine and dandy. But where's my entry, okay? And where were the most buyers and sellers, okay? Is there any area here where I can hide my stop behind? Where can I trail my stop if I'm going to enter, okay? Is my stop above the high if I'm short, or just above this candle high, or just above this doji, or is it the close of the open of this bar, if I'm short? Where is it, okay? trying to trade like that, if you trade candlesticks, that's great, and I applaud you for your ability to recognize the candlestick patterns. The challenge with most of those patterns is that, one, like looking at levels, whether they're Fibonacci or pivots, is you don't have an edge. You're not looking inside the market. And, that's our motto with the NOFT, is look inside the market. All right? So I would just challenge you to keep an open mind, allow this to kind of sink in, that you don't need to be taking on that much risk, and you can improve your probabilities by looking inside the market and seeing what's going on. So if you're looking, for a way to reduce your stops, and you're looking to get those 20, 50, 100 tick trades. I mean, I've sent out numerous videos, showing trades that I've taken with 4 or 5 tick stops, and getting 50, 60, 70 ticks. Just trading one contract. If that's something that appeals to you, reducing risk, trailing your stops logically, entering at a very advantageous price point as opposed to the close of the bar, or having your stop above the high or above the low, swing low, the NOFT is definitely going to help you. So this is just a regular footprint chart, okay? Nothing on it, nothing with the NOFT, all right? This is just a footprint chart. So what are we seeing? On each candle, seeing buyers on the right, sellers on the left. Those are actual numbers of contracts sold, the number of contracts actually bought, okay? So, I mean, looking at this chart the way it is right now, do I know where to get in? Where's my advantageous entry point? Well, if this is a bullish engulfing pattern here, okay, that's fine. So, okay, bar closes, I enter here. Is that right? Okay. And then we get a little bit of consolidation in this area. And where's my entry? When we break above the previous high, is it there? Okay. And as we move up, where's my stop? Am I trailing it here, 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 here? For me, there's just too many unanswered questions when you play the game this way. Okay, when you're trading like this, you're really, I don't know. I would say that you're stressing yourself out a lot more than you need to be. So now conversely, and imagine if this market is moving with any degree of speed. You got to be looking inside at all these numbers and trying to figure out which ones are important. Come on, it's not going to happen. Now let's look at the same kind of chart. Okay, not the exact same chart. I think I have that exact same chart that I might show in a minute. But the point is that this is what a NOFT chart looks like. So we're coming up into a low volume area on this S&P. Okay, so this will work on any kind of market. Any type of bar chart, okay? Doesn't matter whether it's time-based, tick-based, volume-based. It'll work on any kind of chart, even customizable or custom bar charts. It'll work on them, okay? So we come into the NOFT, what we call the NOFT volume composite. That's one of our volume profile indicators. It's drawn a yellow line here up at 2043.5 on the S&P. As we come up into that level, all of a sudden we start to see some heavier sellers coming in as we start to move into that level. Yes, we do get some aggressive buyers, highlighted in blue, and we pop that level, and then aggressive sellers show up. And where are the buyers? they just disappear. Okay? So, well, Jay, where's my entry and where's my stop? Cut the crap. Okay, there you go. There's your entry. There's your stop. Your stop is not one tick or two ticks above the high. Your stop is at the high. Why? Because the aggressive sellers really started to come in aggressively at 2043 half. So if it goes above 2043 half, the trade's over. Okay, forget it. The market comes down. What happens? You get a second bite at the apple at 2042 3/4. 2042 3/4, you could have had a resting order there. Entry down. Okay? So this is what we mean by reducing your risk, entering with precision, okay, and trading with a lot less stress. Most of my trades now are not buy, bid, or sell, ask, okay? They are limit orders. I let the market come to me. Okay. Why is the sell level there? The sell level, I think I just explained it, but I'll go through it one more time. Again, I don't even think this is my chart. I think this is actually a user's chart sent in. But nevertheless, as we come into 2043, the NOFT volume composite has drawn this yellow line, okay? That's a low volume node or low volume area, all right? Is that clear? Then, as we come into that level, and even previously, we got a 911 aggressive seller, a 456 aggressive seller, but we still had some little aggressive buying as we were coming into that level. But once we come into it and we pop it by just one tick, do you see any aggressive buyers on this bar here? Are there any numbers that are highlighted in blue, that are blue highlighted numbers? Nope. Exactly, Tom. You got it. All right? The aggressive buyers have disappeared. They don't want any part of this now. Okay? And NOFT has told you that. So when this bar closes, all right, I will wait for the bar to close. We even have some traders, they won't even wait for the bar to close. They'll just see the aggressive sellers coming in and they'll go short. I'm a more conservative trader. I love the pullback trade, or I love the confirmed, turn of the market from buyers to sellers. Okay, I kind of like to see that pivot has potentially formed. But whatever your style, NOFT is going to be able to help you. So for me, I would wait for this bar to close, and then my first opportunity is right there at that price point. Okay? Why? Because if we look back, in this, if we call this bar 1, this bar 2, and this bar 3, that's where we started to see heavy aggressive selling from 2042 3/4 up to 2043 half. So when I'm looking back, I got a 911 number of contracts that were aggressive. I got a 456 number of contracts that were aggressive. I got a 208, 206, and 78. Okay? And keep in mind, this is during the London session too. This is around 6:25 a.m. Eastern. So when that bar closes, I'm in short right there. Okay, that's where my order is. Okay, and if I didn't get filled, no problem. The market comes back to that exact price point, 2042.75. So I got a second bite at the apple. So first potential trade entry, second potential trade entry, little to no drawdown, and you're good to go. Does that make sense to everyone? Yeah, Robert. That's drawn by your volume composite indicator. So when I'll show the volume composite indicator in a minute, but excuse me, you can adjust that to whatever kind of color you want. Okay, again, it's all customizable. So Robert, you may be seeing it as gray lines. If it's just the default, I think the default for the unless you're using, if you're using the chart template for the execution template that we give you, it should be in yellow like it is here. But if you've got it up on the chart, and the default might be in gray, I think, for the low volume nodes or low volume areas. This chart is just a 3-minute chart of the S&P, Matt. Yeah. All right, so we're just going to kind of jump now to volume profile, okay? And if you'll bear with me, I would appreciate it, because, as I said, my voice is not 100%. But I'm going to go through lots more examples, and we'll have other webinars throughout the week as well. So if we don't get through all the content today, it's not a big deal. I usually base the presentation and the content based on the questions being asked and the theme for the day, and how quickly or slowly we get through the questions. Okay, but I will answer all the questions as best I can, and if I don't answer them right away, please understand that I will come back to you. So what is volume profile? And who's using the profile in their trading right now? Whether it's volume profile or market profile. Anybody using profile in their trading? Excellent. Okay. Well, basically what volume profile shows, it shows a bell curve against the y-axis of the chart. Okay. And it represents the the time period that the profile is being constructed against. Okay. The volume traded at each price. All right. Against each price on a vertical axis, you'll typically see a bar that represents the number of contracts that were traded at that price. So here's an example of the NOFT volume composite. Okay, so this is a NOFT volume profile example. And what do we got? We got the volume composite drawing out the high of the range and the low of the range. Okay, and you can set that to whatever you want, whether you want days, minutes, hours, seconds, whatever you want for your profile. And it's drawn the value area high, the volume point of control, and the value area low. Okay. So, assuming that you know nothing about the volume profile, why is that important to us? Well, the market is always seeking value. All right. And when it's not in value, eventually you'll come back to value. If it's coming out of value, well, that means the market is accepting higher prices or accepting lower prices. Okay, so in this example, we're actually based on, if this is the value area low here, that's drawn automatically for you by the NOFT volume composite, we've actually been out of value down here, and we've come back into value. We come back, test the value area low area, and what do? We go up to the volume point of control. That's the purple line. That's where the most number of contracts were traded. Okay. Come up to the volume point of control, and actually we go to the other side of value. We go to the value area high. We come out of value and then back into value. Okay. So the NOFT is going to draw that automatically for you. You can color code this any way you want. I've got it set to a line graph on this particular example, but you can set that to bars if you want, and you can change the color coding to whatever you see fit. So here's another screenshot and a summary of the volume composite. Okay. So the NOFT volume profile composite, okay, it's an indicator that plots the value area high, value area low, volume point of control, the low volume nodes, and the range. And it's adjustable. You can adjust it for how many days you want, hours, minutes, seconds. Okay, it can be drawn as bars or as a line. And all the colors are adjustable and can be changed within the indicator settings. So you have the ability to show or add, ability to hide or show any aspect of the indicator. And an audible alert is included. So you can see on this chart, it's drawn some low volume nodes. So I think it was That was you, Robert, asking about the low volume nodes. So on this chart, they've actually drawn the low volume nodes in gray. Okay. And again, so we make a high of the day or the top of the range. What does the market do? Comes back into value, tests it, goes down to the bottom, the value area low, comes back up to the value area high, rejects, we go down, get a little bounce at the value area low, test the volume point of control, break through the value area low, test the value area low, and down. Doing a full-blown educational session on the volume profile is beyond the scope of the webinar, but you start to get the idea, and the one-on-ones, pardon me, the live over the shoulders with Kai are going to help you with that. I can help you with that, and the 30 hours of video in the members section is definitely going to help you with that. Here's another indicator we have. This is a dynamic volume profile indicator, and essentially another toggleable indicator. All right, you can click on a toggle. I'll show you that in a minute with a live chart. And so you can actually draw the profile for a certain section of the chart. So I drew this. All I did was click here, and then I drew to the right. Okay, and what did that do? That drew me the profile from this low up to this high. And what happens? We come back to where? Volume point of control. We go up. We come back to where? Value area high. We go down. We go a little bit past the volume point of control and just test the bulk of this volume that was up in this area. And we continue higher. Okay. So the NOFT Dynamic Volume Profile tool. There's a similar tool being sold in the marketplace, but for between $350 and $499 US. You receive this NOFT Dynamic Volume Profile tool with your purchase of the NOFT. Okay, so that's included. So if that's what is being sold in the marketplace, it's worth at least $350 if people are actually buying it. Delta, I'm not going to go into that. We do have lots of different indicators. I'm going to actually just show the Delta, pardon me, the dynamic profile tool. Just give me 1 minute here. So put that up on the chart, bring it over a chart here. Okay, so here's a simple 15-minute chart of the crude oil, all right? So when you purchase the NOFT, all your NOFT indicators, you're just going to scroll down to the ends in your NinjaTrader here in your indicators, all right? And they all have NOFT in front of them, so you know it's created by NinjaTraders and for the NOFT package, all right? So the NOFT dynamic volume profile that we just looked at, I'm going to put that on the chart. One moment. Okay, so now what you can see up at the top here, so there's a little volume profile toggle up there, all right? So like most of our indicators, you can toggle them. So if I want to draw the profile for this swing here, all I do is click, left click, like this, and boom, there. Now I have the profile for this particular swing low to this particular swing high. So from here to here, now I've got the profile, okay? So what's interesting about that is we make the high, and where do we go to? We go to the volume point of control, the highest area of volume, before getting some type of bounce. And that bounce is worth about 20 or 30 ticks, okay? And you can do this all day long. And this is actually what I like to use this tool for in conjunction with the order flow sequence tracker, which is the footprint engine, is I like to draw, from a swing high to a swing low to get an idea of where the high and low areas of volume are, where that volume profile, or pardon me, the value is, okay? And so if I draw from what you just saw me draw on this second one, I drew from this swing high down to this swing low. And what happened yesterday in the crude is we came back up again, and we couldn't get a close above the value area high. And what happens? Market goes down again. Okay. So a very useful tool. We don't like lagging indicators. We try to use as many non-lagging indicators as possible, which are generated by market information, which is the volume, the actual number of contracts bought and sold. So I have a question for you right now. If you're using volume profile, what are you using to confirm your volume profile with? And I think that's what is key. That's one of the key things that the NOFT is going to provide you with. Right? Sorry, Kai, I couldn't see your comments when we were running the slideshow there. So. See, the one challenge with volume profile is this. Okay, let's say I have a stop of, let's say, 3 to 5 ticks. Let's say 4 ticks. Okay, let's just say 4 ticks average. Okay, let's say a really tight stop. All right, 4 ticks. Okay. Now let me get the draw so this doesn't. Paint for me. Let's say I have a stop of 4 ticks, okay? Four ticks. And let's say I'm trading 3 contracts. So really, my stop is 12 ticks, okay? And let's say I'm just using the volume profile. Well, here's your profile, right? And I've just got some level identified that I'm looking to go long or go short, right? And the market comes up to that level. And I go short and I get stopped out, okay? So let's call it a scratch trade. So I'm down 12 ticks, all right? And then it goes down, comes back up to my level again, that I've identified with the profile, all right? And I get stopped out again. There's another 12 ticks, okay? Well, so far you're down 24 ticks, right? Let's say I say, okay, well, I'm not good on the short side today. I'll wait till it comes to my area in the profile for the long side. So the market goes down to your profile level. As it does that, you take another trade, and your stop's only 4 ticks. Market goes 6 ticks. You get stopped out again. Now you're down 36 ticks. Okay? So the challenge with only using the profile is you don't have any confirmation. There can be an edge in using the profile because it is generated by market-based information, which is the volume, the number of contracts bought and traded. The challenge is that if you compare this ideology with what I've presented to you earlier in the webinar, with looking at the stacked imbalance zones, the aggressive buyers, the aggressive sellers, okay, the buyers disappearing, is you can have a much better idea of the timing of where to get in so that you avoid this situation, okay? And, to be fair, let's do this. Let's say I have a 4 tick stop, and let's say I'm trading 3 contracts, and let's say somehow I manage to get the first 2 contracts off with, let's say, +3, okay? So let's do the same scenario, three trades. And let's say on the 3 trades, I got +3 on 2, okay? So that gave me 6. And I did that on 3 trades. So that gave me 18, okay? But I got stopped out on my runners at the -4. So -4, pardon me, you got +18 there. So on the runners, I got -4 on all my runners, okay, assuming I didn't move to break even. Got -4 on all my runners, and that gives me -12. So on all those trades I just did, I only got +6. So I can be doing this all day, and I took 3 trades and I've only got +6. Well, I've shown you videos and I've showed you trade examples where we've done the same thing with the NOFT, taking a stop loss of 4 to 6 ticks, but because we're reading the actual volume inside each bar, we're actually seeing the level of aggression. That, one, I don't need to trade those multiple contracts if I don't want to, and 2, even if I did, well, with the NOFT, your entries are going to be much more accurate. It's going to help you confirm those levels in the profile. So if you're just trading the profile blindly, that is something that I would, one, not recommend. If you're trying to trade multiple markets and using this type of concept, and you're having a challenge with it, this is probably the reason why. All right, because you're doing a whole lot of work. And really, what you're doing is you're just gambling that there's going to be a reaction at that level. And yes, the market will react at certain levels in the profile, but sometimes it's going to go beyond that level by a tick or 2, or 3 or 4 or 5, whatever. And the key information that you're missing is to know when that's going to happen, so that you're not wasting all this time and either being down 36 or only getting +6 out of all that work. Does that make sense to everyone? Does to you, Rich? Yes. Okay, excellent. Dimitri, yes. CL does that all the time, doesn't it, Dimitri? Of course, because it's it's gotten more liquid over the years, but it's still a if you compare that to the S&P or other markets, it's still a pretty illiquid market. So it's going to pop through your levels lots of the time. So the profile is great for identifying areas where you can potentially enter a trade. Do I recommend, or would I use it just to go into a trade blindly? Well, I've got a high volume node here, so I'm going to enter the trade here. Well, no. I've got a low volume node here. I'm just going to enter the trade here. No, that doesn't make any sense. Or no, I'm going to enter the bulk, the edges of the bulk of the volume. Okay, well that's fine too. But without the confirmation, you're going to have a lot lower winning percentage. Okay. All right, I may have to step away just for a minute for more water. Let's continue. Okay. I just want to quickly go over this. I talked earlier about having Kai as the driving force behind the development of the NOFT. And the whole point is that excuse me, is that you had someone who had years of professional experience in education. You had somebody who has a clear understanding of how markets work. You had someone who first focused on controlling risk. You had someone who worked in the departments and on the teams of the hedge funds, the prop desks, the banks. Okay. Someone who saw that they had the time, the personnel, and the commitment to do the homework correctly. Was adequately capitalized through the firms, and was using market-generated information, indicators, and systems. So when he came into the retail space, for the most part, there's very little available in terms of professional grade tools. And that was why the NOFT was developed. Whereas if you look at how retail traders work, you don't have the teams of people. Usually you're not adequately capitalized. Most people are starting with accounts of $10,000 or less. Your time's constrained because you got a job or a work situation. Whether it's a business or whatever you do to earn a living. You don't have any professional trade experience. No professional trading education. Limited or no professional grade tools out there. No real clear understanding of why markets work the way they do, because if you did, you would have been on the inside. Or you'd be managing money for the most part, okay? Retail, this is a big one. Retail usually focuses on the profitability of methods and systems, and they use lagging indicators. So you've got all this working against you, okay? And then the institutions, the banks, and the hedge funds, they got all that working with them. So the idea behind the NOFT was to get you a professional grade tool, okay? So what's included in it? And I'm going to go into more trade examples as we go into the close of the webinar, okay? And I'm basically going to lay it out to you how to use this thing so that you're, in a simple fashion, so that at least you understand what we can do with it. And I've already showed you already today some of how to do that. Balance, we've already talked about that. Aggressive buyers or aggressive sellers. Auction, those are areas of what we call unfinished business, areas that the market is likely to return to at some point in time. I'll show you those in a minute. Block trades, we've already talked about them. Stack trades, we've talked about them. Part of the I ghost block indicator is the stacked imbalance. We've talked about that. And a variation on the stacked imbalance is the block zone. So instead of just looking for one block trade, if there's block trades stacked one on top of another, it'll draw a zone for that as well. The reversal signal, that's an algorithm we have. Okay. Again, you want to filter that with having identified a key level. It's actually an algorithm that probably could be programmed to actually trade, but it's got to be done automatically. But for now, it's just an indicator. All right. Got settlement deviation lines. Okay. That's anybody trade options in here. If you're an option trader, deviations are probably important to you, because the market will usually go to certain deviation points, and that's what a lot of the algos and HFTs are programmed off of, programmed to take trades around or at set deviation lines. So 1 standard deviation, 2 standard deviations. Static rolling profile, we'll go over that in a minute. Supply and demand, that's some of you probably already have that indicator. That's an indicator that was put up on indicators. Okay. If you just want to see the value area, we've got an indicator for that. Any of you using delta average, we have that. Volume composite, we've gone over that. Dynamic volume profile, we've gone over that. And the tracker, we'll talk about in a minute. So I just want to bring over another chart. Let's see. The S&P here. Here's the S&P. Here's the, excuse me, I may need to go get water. I'll be 1 moment. Please stick with me. I just need to grab more water. If any of you were with me on in our webinar on Saturday, you know that I had to we had to stop the webinar early because I had lost my voice. I'm much better than then, but today, but still a little bit scratchy in the throat there, so I had to get more water. So thanks for sticking with us. All right, so S&P yesterday around the open. What happens? What happens at the open? We pop. Okay, where did we pop from? Let's just look, make a little checklist. All right. So talking about what we were talking about here. All right, let's make a new one. Okay. So keep this in mind. And so what are we looking at here on this S&P chart that would indicate for us to take a long? Okay. Well, if I look at the volume composite or volume profile, okay, I see that we've come to the volume point of control. Okay, that's one. Okay, volume point of control is that thin little purple line down here. Okay, so we've come to the volume point of control. Well, so what? Am I going to take a long just because we've come to the volume point of control? You know, we talked about this earlier. Am I going to take a trade just because we're at a certain point in the profile? That's just idiocy. Okay. However, we get a bounce off the volume point of control, and what do we have? We have aggressive buyers now stepping into the market. Boom, I've got an opportunity to go long here. Okay, so I've got an opportunity to go long. Trap sellers, very good. Matt's made an observation here. Matt, do you have the NOFT? I think you do, don't you? Matt's made a great observation. He sees the aggressive sellers that were coming in to the volume point of control. See, so Matt's a member, so he's figured this out. Okay, so you saw aggressive sellers coming into the point of control. Then you get the bounce, and you get aggressive buying coming in, which is the numbers highlighted in the lime green. All right, Jay, cut the crap. Where's my entry and where's my stop? Your stop is right here, just below that 754 aggressive seller, because if you go below them, then it's game over anyway for the buyers. Okay, and there's 3 possible entry points here. My favorite these days is the last aggressive buyer. Okay, that's my favorite. Okay, so that when the market pulls back to this 597 aggressive buyer highlighted in lime, that's my entry. Also acceptable entries are 1 tick above that, or at that 635 aggressive buyer, or 1 tick above that 635 aggressive buyer. So within this, I had approximately a 5-tick range to be able to enter a trade here with very low drawdown and minimize the risk. So if I'd actually gone in at that 597 or just below it, okay, then we're looking at what? 2 or 3 ticks risk. The worst case, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we're looking at a risk between 2 and 6 ticks, and this is completely unplanned, guys. I'm just pulling up the S&P chart from yesterday. Okay, there's no hocus pocus, you know. I guess one of the comments that seems to be recurring is that, you know, I pretty much state things as I see them, you know, in a matter of fact fashion, and I think it helps because there's just too much fluff out there. Whereas, you know, the number of contracts bought and sold, you can't argue with that. Okay, so that's your possible entry. Now we also get a block sell here, indicated by this red line. Okay, and we also have what we have in the NOFT is the auction, and that's what we call the unfinished business. I love to trail my stops below unfinished auctions, above or below unfinished auctions. It's really good for trailing stops. At least that's what I found if you give it enough room. So we pop up. We get a block seller that actually came in on that bar, and they aren't respected. The market goes up. Where does it go up to? It tests the value area high. Okay, there's your value area high. Tests the value area high, retreats all the way back. You're on the money. You're on the money there, Matt. Tests the value area high, which was the yellow line there at 2057.75. Where does it pull back to? See how there's the 1143 aggressive buyer right here. So if we call this bar 1, in bar 2 there's an 1143 aggressive buyer. The market can only get 2 ticks below that. It can't get below the block seller, and even though it attempts it twice, once here and once here, can't do it. And what happens? Aggressive buyers show up again, big time, throwing this market higher. So again, you have multiple opportunities to get in this on that bar 1 that we talked about earlier. Okay, on either of these 2 pullbacks back into that level, you could have gone long at the 1143 or just 1 tick below it. My stop would be below the block sell. Okay, because if it goes below the block seller, then we're probably going lower anyway. All right, so again, another trade with anywhere from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ticks maximum risk. Okay, so anywhere in here is a good entry. Your max risk 5 ticks. What happens? Market goes higher and continues up, and then we start to get some reaction around low volume. Again, for Robert, you've got the low volume up here around 2061.50. So is this making more sense to you guys now? I mean, all this really is a candlestick chart. Okay, that's all it is. But we're looking inside to get the information. So if this, again, this is the great point, guys. If this is your bullish engulfing pattern here, there's no need to enter at the close of it. Okay, if that's the bullish engulfing, entering at the close is taking on too much risk, and it's not doing an entry with precision. Okay, exactly. All of the trade imbalances and block trades are in real time. The difference is the NOFT is measurable. Exactly. Shall I continue? Yeah, Bill, and also we have more webinars throughout the week, so you'll get the recordings. And I've got my YouTube channel in there, so you can watch the video. I'll post all that again. Your go-to meeting or go-to webinar should be flashing because I've posted information in the chat. So you've got the order page, my email, my Skype, as well as my YouTube channel. Yeah, I mean, I encourage you guys. I would rather that you guys take your time and learn more about the NOFT, and rather than just, of course, I want you to buy. Okay, you know, we are selling it. You know, I don't know how long this is going to go on for. It is being programmed for another platform, All right. But yeah, I like you guys who do your due diligence. I like you guys who actually go and watch the videos and learn from the videos and the webinars what we're talking about here. And if there's a resonance and you think it can help you in your trading, then yeah, by all means, buy and join. If it doesn't make sense, well, no problem. Good luck to you, and you know, come back again when when you want to see inside the market. Yeah, Bill, I just join and enjoy. Apurba's a newer member. Okay, he's saying just join and enjoy. Thanks, Apurba. You're great. Apurba's saying just join and enjoy. I love that. All right. So, we're coming kind of close to the end of the webinar. I might do a few more examples. We did some basic understandings of the volume profile and the well, we actually kind of did a little bit more advanced understanding of the footprint, but some basics with the volume profile. And so sorry, my voice is cracking a bit there. Since 1998, you were looking for Kai's work. Amazing, Apurba. We're so glad to have you with us. I know you're going to do great. So I'll just I'll go into the order page and a little bit about the members section, and then maybe do some more examples, and then we'll come to a close. Okay. Let me get the. Oh, time frame. Bill has a good question. What time frame do you trade with this, Bill? Bill, it doesn't matter what time frame or what kind of bar chart you're using. Okay. I like to use 3 and 15-minute charts. But you can use whatever kind of charts you want. We do have templates and workspaces for many different markets. And again, it's all customizable. So if you trade with range bar charts, you can trade with those. If you trade with half-hour charts or 1-hour charts or even daily charts, it'll work with those. Okay. So it doesn't really matter what time horizon you're looking at. What markets do I trade? I usually trade crude oil and the S&P. Those are the two that I concentrate on, and Forex. So we see Kai's good-looking picture everywhere. Where is yours? All right, I'll get Kai to put up a mug on his website or on my on my YouTube channel. All right, here's NOFT on the Euro Yen chart. Okay, so similar theme. All right. So again, it's gonna work. It's just it's gonna work on the Forex as well, except it's just using the up-down tick data. Okay. Since there's no centralized exchange, that's the best that we can do with it for now. All right, so let's just summarize this, do a few more examples, and then we're done. We do have further webinars this week, so I hope you got the invitations to that. We can go in more thoroughly throughout the week. Jay is a slim down Santa, that I can figure out. Yeah. So I guess the big question that I put to you as we come into the last 10 minutes or so of this webinar is, where are you as a trader? Are you still losing? All right. Are you break even? Or are you like the creator of the NOFT? Are you having a ball. Look at Kai's expression versus this guy here, okay? And this guy here, right? I mean, it just tells the story, Picture's worth 1,000 words, right? It just tells the story, right? And look at Kai's screens. You don't see much, I see the NOFT on there, okay? I see the NOFT there and there, okay? And I don't see a bunch of indicators flying around, all right? So, this is a pretty basic webinar, and throughout the week I'll go in depth into more topics. But I hope that today you've been able to see some potential light at the end of the tunnel in your trading career, no matter where you are in it. And it's certainly clear why you would need the NOFT, no matter what trade level you're at. Just in this short presentation today, we've talked about how you can use the NOFT to accurately interpret the story behind the price action. So looking inside those bars, knowing where, hey, you know what? There's my bullish engulfing pattern, but I don't need to enter at the close. I can get a better price right there. Locate your key levels to do business and ignoring everything else. That's what the stacked imbalance zones, the block trades, and the imbalances. And that's really going to give you an edge, okay? You're going to be able to enter the market where most retail traders would, say is crazy, okay? We've shown screenshots from the actual users. The market is clearly in a downtrend. Why did the user go long? It wasn't me taking the trade. This is somebody who's bought the NOFT, okay? Enter the market with greater precision and therefore with greater confidence. Position your stop loss intelligently, okay? You don't need to have your stop below the swing low or above the swing high. That's too much risk. You don't need that. I can guarantee you by trading this way, you're going to be way more in control of your emotions, all right? And you're going to be able to identify where the market has committed in a big way and where big buyers or big sellers might be getting caught upside down. And we identified some of that with the stacked trades and the stacked zones. So, basically it boils down to how serious you are, okay? If it's still a hobby, if you're still satisfied with continuing to lose or just, breaking even while you're still wasting your time, okay? Because time is valuable. That's all we've got while we're on this planet, all right? Get the knowledge, okay? So what would I do if I were you? Listen, you've got nothing to lose by trying the NOFT and everything to gain in your trading. There is a 2-week trial period. Okay, so if you don't like it after using it for 2 weeks, which I think is just silly, if you're really going to make a commitment, I talked a bit about this on Saturday. If you really have made the decision to make a go of it in this business, you're going to do whatever it takes. All right. But we do have a 2-week trial period. Okay, if you don't want it after the 2 weeks, you can, give no questions asked, refund. Okay. We have payment through PayPal. Even if you don't have PayPal, you can just use PayPal to run your credit card through there. Get access to the members area with over 30 hours of video to quickly learn the NOFT. Additional support through myself and Kai. Remember those over-the-shoulder live trading sessions with Kai, all right? Technical support through Ninjacators, okay? There's PDF Quick Start cheat sheets. The order page I've put in the go-to chat. I'll put it in again along with all the other information. It's $34.97 full payment purchase. We do have a lease option available, okay? And the lease option is $4.99 and then $1.99 a month, okay? However, the $4.99, if you do the lease option, that $4.99 will apply it to your full payment purchase if that's the way you want to go, okay? So if you do the lease option, your first payment is $4.99 plus the $1.99, okay? But we'll give you that down payment that will be applied to your your purchase. Yeah, Chal, if you registered while you're here, so obviously you registered, so you'll get a recording of this. It might not be until the the end of the week, but you'll get it. And usually I upload these to my YouTube channel as well, which I've put in the chat along with the order page. Okay. Yeah, winter has already set in. Get deep into NOFT and keep you warm and fired up for the new year. Yeah, exactly. I'll just go into the member section, and then I'll do one or two more examples, and then we're done. Okay. Let's see, NOFT login. Here we are. So when you become a NOFT member, you'll receive an email with your access to the site. Okay. And I think very important is to follow the instructions. Okay. I actually want these changed. I want A to be watch the video library. Okay. I got to talk to them about that. Okay. Watch the videos first. Okay. So you'll see on the left-hand side of the screen, you've got the different toggles. Okay. When you make your purchase, click on the video library. There's over 30 hours of video in the video library. Okay. Everything from recent product upgrade, presentations and questions and answers, advanced product education, getting started, importing your chart templates and workspaces. So basically it's cookie cutter. I mean, we have the templates and workspaces for you. And, so it's cookie cutter. Everything you've seen today is a template. Okay. I just use the templates. I haven't really changed anything. Maybe some coloration or whatever, but I just use the templates. All right. First steps with the toolkit. Videos on footprint basics, bid-ask ladder basics, how to read the footprint, institutional order flow basics, getting an edge using order flow and knowing where the block trades or big pictures are. Learn how to use the order flow sequence tracker, block trades, and data reporting. Discover an edge in any market. So there's lots of videos in here. Okay. They're not the little toy with the Happy Meal. Okay. It's actually the meal itself. Okay. It's not just the add-on. All right. Highly encourage you to go through the videos first before even putting anything up on your chart. So once you've gone through the videos, you click on the files. You can download individual aspects of the indicator if you like. However, we recommend just doing the entire toolkit complete installation. That's the first file you can download there, and you just import that into your NinjaTrader. Can you put the purchase installment link here? I'm not sure if I can do that. It's in the it's in the chat. Your go-to chat should be flashing, Michelle, and it's the link for the installment is actually at the bottom of the order page. I'll show you the order page in a minute. So yeah, you download the complete toolkit, and if you scroll down to the bottom of this area, that's where you're going to find the templates. Okay, so once you've installed it, then you want to download the templates. So you got chart templates here, you got Kai's personal chart templates, you got workspace templates, and also a PDF with the block trade filter settings for various markets. But I like templates, guys. For me, it's plug and play. Okay, makes it easy. And the settings are already in the chart templates are already customized for each market. You can change those if you want, but to get started, that's what I use. Ben, great question. What's the next platform, and is it included in the purchase? Yes, it is. You just can't use them concurrently. In other words, you get a license for NinjaTrader, and when it's completed the programming for the next platform, you'll also get a license for that platform. Rumor has it that is going to be Xtrader. TTNet Xtrader. Pardon me, I believe Xtrader Pro, I think. Okay, that's a professional grade platform, so we're moving away from the retail to a professional grade platform. All right. So you'll be able to, you just email licensing at ninjaorderflowtrader.com, and then they'll get it set up so that you can use your current license on the next platform that we have this program for. All right, so that's the member section. There's also PDFs in the member section if you toggle that. Yeah, it's going to be great, Ben, because one of the challenges with NinjaTrader is that it doesn't download and save the bid-ask data on your chart. So if your computer is off, the NOFT will automatically save it into a file, okay? And it will save it as long as your computer is running. It's going to save that so that when you close your NinjaTrader platform and restart it, you're going to have that saved data up to that point. So what I do is I keep my computer running throughout the week, and then I just reboot on the weekend. So I've got all the data saved for the week, and then I can go through Market Replay or review the charts on the weekend. But for now, NinjaTrader 8 is supposed to deal with that issue by either being able for you to download it from your broker, or saving it onto your computer. But hey, NinjaTrader 8, when was that supposed to be released? Okay, well, we're not going to wait. Two very important PDFs is there's a 5-page PDF cheat sheet, okay, that Kai's made, and there's also a document called a construct, and I'd highly recommend going through that document. Okay. All right, so let's go to the order page. So we'll do order page and a couple more examples or training, and then we're done. So this is the order page. Okay, I've put it in the go-to chat. So you guys should have that page, so please order from that specific link. And it goes through all the different little summary on each of the different indicators with a pick that you can enlarge. And it talks about the on-demand video library, the live over-the-shoulder training with Kai. All right. If you need a one-on-one, if you have some specific questions, email me, or if you want a one-on-one prior to making your purchase, just email me or Skype me and I'll take care of you. We'll do a one-on-one. Yeah, it's a lifetime license bill, okay? And it includes, so if you do the lifetime license, NOFT order flow, lifetime license, all the indicators on the page, including the algorithm indicator, the on-demand video library, and anything we add to it, 2 live group over-the-shoulder trainings with Kai. Okay, so you're getting trained from a professional trader, somebody who worked on the inside and has gone through those professional training programs. All new version upgrades, software additions, and education additions. Okay, money back guarantee, $34.99. Okay, if you do the lease, it's $4.99 plus $1.99 your first month, and then it's just $1.99 a month after that. Okay, so you get one-time down payment, $4.99. If after having the NOFT, then you want to upgrade and make it a lifetime license, well, we'll apply your $4.99 to the $34.99. Okay. I know in the webinar I said $34.97, and I guess that's wrong. I guess they changed that on me, so I got to go and change it. So it's $34.99. Okay, for the full payment, or it's $4.99 and $1.99. Okay. With the lease, you only get 1 live group session with Kai. Okay. But you get everything else. So any further questions about that, and then we'll do a couple more examples, and then we're done. Check out my YouTube page too, guys. That's in the go-to chat. I've got recorded webinars on it, And I've got recordings of trades that I've taken with the NOFT. Let's go back to the chart for a moment. So again, this is a Forex chart, okay? Because of the way the Forex works, the volume is not reported to any one centralized exchange, all right? So we had to adapt the NOFT just to use the up-down tick data. And you can see around the US Open on the Euro-Yen here, the market is just kind of consolidating. And we start getting there's sell imbalance here, buy imbalance there, but that buy imbalance is not respected, okay? So you need to have some flexibility in your thinking about trading that, okay, if there's a heavy buyer and the market's still going down, what does that mean? They're getting absorbed, right? Okay? Same thing here, another heavy buyer getting absorbed. When I see that, I will actually go short from that heavy buyer, and then my stop will be above the last heavy buyer, okay? Yeah, very good observation, Rich. Delta is negative all this way. The NOFT will also, for those of you that use delta, okay, cumulative delta in your trading, the NOFT is actually going to place the delta on the top of the bar, okay? And Rich makes a good observation that even in this consolidation, the delta is negative, 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 negative. Delta is negative all the way down here. So that combined with the fact that aggressive buyers are not being respected, and then eventually you see the aggressive sellers show up, but there's still an opportunity to take a trade here because there's aggressive buyers that aren't being respected as we come out of this consolidation. And remember I mentioned earlier auctions, the auction indicator, you can toggle that. You can see I've got it toggled up at the top there. That's the yellow lines, okay? So as we're coming down here, I would be trailing my stop behind each of those yellow lines, okay? So eventually I would have been stopped here, all right? I'm going to stop right there. Was that 67? So assuming I went in about 85 is my entry, 85 to 67. So there's still some, still some decent profit there, especially when if you're getting 15 or 20 ticks profit and you're only taking a 3 or 4 tick risk. What's your risk-reward ratio? That's huge, right? Now, if you go and look on the YouTube page and you see some of my trades there, you'll see that I've actually taken various trades with, 5 ticks risk, average or less, and, gotten 65 ticks out of it. What's the risk-reward ratio on that? So again, this is a 15-minute chart of the Euro-Yen on Forex, so it will work on Forex. Any Forex traders out there in the room? Most of the time we got futures people in here, but to be clear, some of the indicators will not work on Forex because we don't have that volume information. So like block trades, that's not going to work, but trade size will work as a substitute, okay? All right, guys, well, we're 15 minutes over time. If there's anything else you'd like me to go over, please let me know. Otherwise, go to the order page. Got nothing to lose and everything to gain. The NOFT, it's not a holy grail. It's a process, all right? And yeah, almost all the tools. I won't say all of them, Rich. That's why I've said almost all the tools are toggleable. So for example, I can toggle trade size, get that off there. Toggle auction, get that off there. stacked imbalance, take that off there. Block zones, take that off. Okay. So I just want to clear a chart. I can have that. Okay. We don't have exact templates for the Forex yet. That's something that I'm working on in terms of figuring out, what's good settings for trade size. But experiment. I just want to say that the NOFT is not the holy grail. It's a process, and I can tell you that you will have much more success not only in trading, in life, but in life if you focus on the process of learning how to do those homework levels, the process of going through all the videos in the education session, in the educational section, the process of taking down your notes and writing questions, bringing them to the live group over the shoulder trainings, sending me your screenshots saying, okay, am I reading this correctly? Why did this trade work out, or why did this trade fail? It's a process, people, and I would highly encourage you to start the process now. On that note, we will end the webinar. The next webinar for me is same time on Thursday night, 7:30 Eastern. I see many of you have already registered for that. I want to thank you for joining me today and the time that you've spent here with us. I hope you've learned something and that we've piqued your curiosity about the NOFT, and that many of you are ready to get going with this awesome tool, because it really is. All right, take care, everyone. I'm going to rest my voice now so I can be ready for Thursday night. You're very welcome, Ben. Hey, Bob. Great to see you here. Welcome, George. Great to see our new members still coming to the webinars, because there is gems in these webinars, whether they're from myself or Kai, little things that you're going to pick up along the way. You too, Apurva. Enjoy your evening. Welcome, Tom. If you have any questions, please email me, jay@ninjaorderflowtrader.com, or Skype me, jay.noft. I've put it in the GoToChat, so your GoToChat should be flashing, and also my YouTube and the order page is in there. Take care, everyone. Thanks for sticking around. Bye for now.